What's up? Merry Christmas. A lot of shit going down today. And I will be turning this into a video for tonight, so we will have that posted as well. It's going to be a late Christmas the following morning. Yeah, we'll be jumping into it. I won't lie. It is a bit of a bummer, in my opinion, that this is how it's come to a close, really. Ryzen 1080, trick shot, shock charge hold. Fuck. Hope you're enjoying the Christmas, the jingle trap. I think we might as well get started here. We don't need to do a crazy long intro. We can kind of just hop into it. I've let enough people in. I don't expect there's going to be a crazy audience tonight, being that it's Christmas and whatnot. But hello, how are y'all doing? I got a new hoodie, new Magic the Gathering hoodie. I've become a degenerate. Huge. I've gotten more storage space. You guys can see I got this. I recently got married. That's where a lot of the, I would say, Christmas gifts have come from. So I got a new shelf that is able to stack a bunch of stuff with. My milkman hat is right there. But I got this cool hoodie. You know audio? I did leave FaZe, yeah. And I also got some storage stuff for some Magic cards. I think that's on your side, yeah. But unfortunately, right? Unfortunately, Christmas has soured a bit. It appears that the FaZe clan is officially over. And I think I kind of mean that. It may still be that the organization exists, but everybody is leaving. Let me go over here. Cut this away. So I don't. Let me just show this first. It is kind of a bummer. I watched them growing up. I wanted to be a part of FaZe growing up. Like I was one of those dorks. I played MW3, quick scoping and whatnot. But you can see here, I don't know how we have this confirmed. It's just coming from KickChamp. Apparently, FaZe Bank sold a large ownership stake in FaZe, shifting control to a new leadership that pushed for 20% of creators' earnings, leading all the members to leave RIP FaZe Clan. Now, um, let there is a lot. Like this is not just surface level stuff. Now, I probably wasn't going to be making a video going live talking about this immediately because you know, it's just a lot of the members leaving. This would be sufficient in a community post, right? Well, one of the previous members of FaZe who didn't last for a super long time named Plackboy Max ended up going live and he ended up sharing a lot of information, a lot of behind the scenes info that seems that he was not legally allowed to share. Apparently, he had to get his lawyers to prep a lot of what he shared, and a lot of shit gets revealed. Like, for instance, there was a moment that Lacey was kicked from FaZe, and people thought it was just a publicity stunt. It probably in part was, but he was actually kicked from FaZe at that point, or so that's what Blackboy is saying here. But there's a lot of stuff that's come out. Banks has made a response, and a lot of people at first thought that this was just kind of a stunt. Like, we're seeing this stuff. There's also, you're going to see posts of like Aiden Ross has bought FaZe. I don't believe that. There's no other proof for that or anything like that. Sorry, I didn't read chat. What deck do you mostly play with Magic the Gathering? I have like 20 decks. I've recently gotten really into it. I want to build up a Magic channel. I think it's the pre-con I changed up a bit from Edge of Eternities, the space bug one. It was sick. I would not trust KickChamp if I were you. Yeah, take it with a grain of salt. This post in specific, because it comes from KickChamp, I haven't been able to corroborate this particular thing that FaZe Bank sold a large ownership and that new leadership was pushing for 20%. Haven't seen clips of anyone talking about that yet so far. What's going on besides that? They had some drama intertwined with yeah. About the KickChamp tweet he just showed, yeah. Oh, Merry Christmas. Thank you very much, GMJ. But so we have this. Oh, interesting. FaZe Clan tried. Yeah, okay. So we'll jump into those. But you can see here a lot of the posts have been coming through here. Blackboy Max, he left back in August, but you can see here Stable Ronaldo. These were all just a few hours ago here. Jason the Ween, Silky, Ronaldo, Bradley Martin, and Mari, they were never a part of it. Everyone has started to start putting left at FaZe Clan, just I guess as a gimmick as well. But this is the one where I was like, oh, we're gonna be taking this a bit more seriously than I originally thought. I'm in. Based on my original video, seeing that these people were leaving, I did not think this was a publicity stunt. You can call me a loser, like you can call me stupid for that, anything like that. I didn't really have much of an idea that this would be a publicity stunt. It seems quite forced to be doing it like that. And I was kind of maybe starting to consider it because a lot of people were saying, oh, they're faking this for publicity, things like that. And then Adapt made his post. Left FaZe Clan. 14 years, over half of my life. I'd be lying if I said this didn't hurt, but it had to be done. Thank you to everyone who's been a part of this journey. The best is yet to come. FaZe Adapt is genuinely one of the main reasons that I fell in love with like Call of Duty and stuff. That is like a little bit of bias that way, you know. And I initially wasn't really covering anything. I initially wasn't covering anything new with FaZe because I just Stable Ronaldo, Lacey, all these people, I found them quite insufferable, and most of their drama seemed to like revolve around the parasocial relationship that people had, or more so like Cinna, Extra Emily, these kinds of people. So it didn't seem gripping enough for me to cover. But over time, I started watching them more just because of Adapt. Like getting to see this dude who I watched growing up start to do streaming more and do so well, that was the more interesting thing for me. Bit of a tangent, probably won't be in the video, but so seeing his post, I think a lot of people also just kind of like sobered up to, oh, okay, no, this actually seems pretty serious here. He missed shaved-headed Quinthio. Dude, maybe one day in the future we'll see. But so This post ends up coming out. People actually taking it serious. They're showing throwback clips to when he first joined FaZe, like crazy shit. And now we get into Blackboy Max. So all this stuff is happening, and this dude goes live, and he starts sharing a lot of info, like a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Again, there is no corroboration of any of this outside of his testimony, so maybe things could change, but I'm led to believe that a lot of the points that he makes seem to be valid. That's going off of intuition, how he's sharing it, these kinds of things. He doesn't seem to do this kind of what is that called? He doesn't seem to be someone who would do stunts like this. And if anything, it's all to make FaZe look bad. And if he was lying about it, he could be setting himself up for a lawsuit for defamation. So maybe he is dumb enough to do that. I don't really know Blackboy I don't really know Blackboy in any sense. I haven't really covered drama involving him really. But it just, odds are, logically speaking, doesn't make sense. So we'll start with the first one. This is, as you just saw, Blackboy Max was given a script to read by his lawyer so he doesn't slip up regarding everyone's departure from FaZe Clan. I think they're just inferring because he's reading off of a script here. Also, welcome Zoe, welcome people, welcome Boy Tiger. Merry Christmas. But here we go.
Obviously, a lot of big news happening the last 24 hours. I know a lot of people are looking to me for my thoughts, as these are my boys and I went through the process first. As I said before, I want to be respectful of sensitive information. At the same time, as you all know, in this business, conversations often take place with assistant staffers and other people who aren't required to keep secrets, and everybody talks when something like this happens. With that said, I can share a little more of what led to my own departure and what I think may have been the feelings of my bros.
Feelings of my bros. Very true. So he starts regaling us, so you can already hear. He's insinuating, at least in this specific moment, and this is going to be important. I'm not just like reiterating for nothing. He's saying, hey, there are people that have heard and seen shit that did not have to sign NDAs. And that's going to be relevant in a clip showcasing. It'll be more relevant with a clip showing his cousin talking about some stuff that happened with Blackboy. But sorry for the mouth noises. But here we go. Here. We're just going to start kind of going through them. One of these, genuinely insane. I am drinking a Red Bull. I want to make sure this video gets out tonight. I was very EP. Did not sleep a lot last night. But regardless. So next thing here, Blackboy Max said he started questioning how much power FaZe had over him after a situation with sponsors happened during FaZe Miss 1, the first one.
There was a stream later on into the month where I'm not even going to specifically name names, because if you was there, you was there. It's not the most big deal. But we had a sponsor. There was a sponsor for that day, and niggas didn't end up doing the sponsor game night. Yes, if you was there, you was there. Niggas didn't end up doing the sponsor. There was difficulties with the sponsor. Yeah. After that happened, according to the assistants and staff of the creators, because I'm not gonna lie, I just really don't remember, but they said that FaZe has pulled everybody for the rest of the month and sent niggas home early, right? This is the first time where in my head I went, okay, so how much control do we have here? And how much control do niggas have over us? If that makes sense.
So just to try to make it more understandable, I think the biggest issue that he's pointing out here is that when he's working with FaZe Clan doing all this stuff, they have a sponsorship deal that goes kaputs. The person who is supposed to do the sponsor doesn't do it, and then the org just sends everybody home early. You don't get a say in it. You're just forced to go home. And that gets Blackboy wondering how much freedom do they actually have in the contracts that they've signed up with in the org that they're in. And that started kind of freaking him out. And that makes sense. I mean, at the end of the day, content creators kind of a big deal when it comes to the org working out. I would say they are in large part the main reason that FaZe kind of was revived after it got sold out to, fucking corporate shit with FaZe Banks a couple years ago. They're kind of making it. So I think, Blackboy talking about behind the scenes, they're noticing that the org part of things are starting to get really controlling. And it gets a lot worse than just, sending people home after a sponsorship doesn't end up working out or someone doesn't end up doing what they're supposed to. They start like, how do you even call that? They start doing like shows of control. Let me see here. Here's another great example. Great example of that. Blackboy Max seemingly reveals a higher up at FaZe Clan threatened to kick him out of FaZe at the beginning of 2025 if he didn't fire his manager, although that manager was the one to introduce Max. Oh, wait, excuse me. Although they were the one to introduce Max to the manager. So FaZe Clan, apparently, I guess I had read that wrong earlier. Let me try it again. They're to kick him out of the FaZe at the beginning of 2025 if he didn't fire his manager, although they were the one to introduce Max to the manager. So FaZe Clan introduced him to the manager and then said, get rid of him.
Someone at FaZe had introduced me to my old manager, Brandon. Shout out, Brandon. Was working with Brandon from about November to January. Y'all probably seen him, tall white boy with hair. You feel me? Yeah, 153. Oops. Brandon had falling out with person who introduced me. And person who introduced me tells me, according to my assistant and my creative director at the time, who were sitting in on all calls because they're on my team, tell me I have to fire my manager and get rid of him, or I can't be here, when they're the person who introduced me. Video proof as well of this meeting. They were there. This is information my assistants are just telling me.
Okay. Now, we're sitting with a hypothetical here, right? We are the hypothetical here being, this situation happened. They're like, you need to fire this manager because they had a falling out. In this hypothetical, maybe there was something that was genuinely horrific that occurred that would make it so that that business relationship would be impossible to maintain. Even with that, they're asking Blackboy to drop the manager instead of like them dropping the manager in some way because they don't have a working relationship with this manager. It's just Blackboy. So clearly they're separate enough that they have to force Blackboy to fire his manager. So they're not even on a working relationship. That to me is telling me this is incredibly immature. This is incredibly like they're just doing like a show of power. They're just like forcing him to do what they want because someone got butthurt because, there was a falling out and now they're doing this. So it's just using that power and doing shitty stuff like this is not a very good sign of, proper upper management, so to speak. Especially when it comes from the person that introduced, like the person inside of FaZe introducing Blackboy to this manager to then have a falling out and be like, yeah, fire him, or you don't get to be a part of FaZe anymore, which is insane. That's like literally dangling this dude's livelihood and career, or at least the next step in it, and saying, yeah, choose this if you want to have a successful career, life, all that, and fire the dude that is your manager. Like crazy shit. Gets better though, and by better I mean worse. Let's talk about. So I mean, I did not cover this news. I did not think it was news. It was not a huge deal. Lacey at one point was kicked from FaZe. I'd mentioned this earlier. Well, apparently, Blackboy Max is saying that was an actual kick. They actually kicked Lacey because he had like missed a sponsor. That's it.
From FaZe. Y'all remember when Lacey got kicked from FaZe? He really got kicked from FaZe. Y'all remember when Lacey got kicked from FaZe? He really got kicked from FaZe. He got kicked from FaZe because, according to the assistants and the staff and the cameramen, they said that he had missed a video shoot or something. And we were missing video shoots. And so he actually got kicked from FaZe. Granted, he was allowed back in a couple, later, because niggas all had combos, but yes, he got kicked from FaZe. So my point of this is to tell y'all this. We had no control. There was no control. We're just like we're puppets. At least that's what it felt like. You get what I'm saying? Anything could happen at any moment. Bro, Lacey love FaZe. This nigga campaign for this shit. This nigga go hard as fuck. Like, hard as fuck. Like, how can that happen, bro? Right? Cool. It come time.
Yeah. So I misspoke. They kicked him because he wasn't there to shoot a video once. That's insane. And yeah, I mean, he's spot on talking about like having a feeling of absolutely no control. Truly, when you think of FaZe of today, like as it is right now, I'm not even saying that I'm a huge fan of Lacey. I'm not even saying I'm a huge fan of Lacey. He is one of the faces of it. Like it's him, Ronaldo, Adapt. Like those are the people that come to mind when anyone is talking about what FaZe is / was today. And for him to miss, apparently with what Blackboy is saying here, missing a single video shoot and they actually kick him out and they have to have conversations to bring it back in like it was a legitimate kick out is absurd. Like to just power trip like that. Like this is reminding me of someone finally making it to Taco Bell manager and then immediately using that power to like, I don't know, force the new hire to clean bean cans. Like it's ridiculous. Ron and Adapt. Yeah, they are hilarious. I like genuinely, those are my two favorite as well. And I don't watch streams. I really don't, unless I'm doing it for a video to research or anything like that. I'll just see the clips that come out after the fact. I don't have the attention span for it. I'd rather be playing video games. Like it's not my cup of tea, but those were the people that it seemed to be were like carrying most of it. Maybe Jason the Ween as well. But like Lacey, like truly one of the figureheads of it right now, or at least in the public eye, is being threatened like their entire career, just getting kicked out of FaZe, and it actually happening is nuts. But there we go. But now I'm going to show you guys. This is a clip from Blackboy Max's cousin. Apparently, Blackboy Max's cousin was working for him, I believe at the time, or it was something along those lines. Blackboy is going to watch this clip of his cousin talking about some of the, information that came out about how they were trying to force Blackboy to pay $20K a month to live at the house. Or a percentage of his income, as you can see here in the tweet. I'm just going to kind of let it run. You're going to hear the audio kind of like double and stuff just because he's listening to the clip himself.
You see that little townhouse? That Max was in? And FaZe? They tried to make that nigga pay 20 bands a month. What the fuck? Or give a percentage of myself. What the fuck? But Max is such a good nigga. He just, yo, bro, I just want to. And now niggas like Max look crazy, look like egoed out niggas. No, that shit not cool though. Like niggas taking shit on the chin, making him look like this nigga the ego monster. Niggas don't know the truth, bro. Niggas don't know the truth.
Now, as I know, FBD worked for me. It's my cousin.
I do really want to just jump in here, talk about this. Also, thank you for the follows. Appreciate it. Welcome. Thank you. Uh, should make it clear here. There was a bit, and I'm recalling this now that it's getting brought up, but there was some drama surrounding Plaqueboy, like living not at the FaZe house. And I remember exactly what he's talking about here. His cousin, it was played off as like some sort of ego trip that he didn't want to be in the FaZe house because he wanted to be his own thing. Coming to find out that it might actually have to do with they were trying to, it feels like, extort this dude out of 20 grand or a percentage of his income to live in the house like that when he's generating them that kind of cash is insane. Maybe there's a business side of it that would make more sense if I was a businessman, but to me, that's just, that's fucking insane. But continuing on, he just says that his cousin was working for him. I'll just start that back up here.
I know FBD worked for me. It's my cousin. Now he's streams now. He worked for me. He sat in meetings and he heard these things for his own ears. From me, free man. He's allowed to say whatever he wants as he feels. But as y'all know, I signed the FaZe in 2024. So at the end of the day, I signed papers. There's certain things I can and can't say. But FBD, you ain't signed that. When I left FaZe.
Yeah. Let's make that clear, right? He said he signed papers. He said that he can't say shit, but that his cousin did not sign anything, that he is free to say anything he does. You would assume that, you know, with signing something like that, if someone says something outlandish about the company, even if you hate it, you might have to deny it if it's not true, right? And he didn't give an inkling, even a little peep of an idea that anything that his cousin said was a lie. So at the very least, he's not denying it. And, you know, given the context, given the implication, if you will, I'd be led to believe that he is agreeing with his cousin that, yeah, that's what they were trying to do. They were essentially, in my humble opinion, as someone who's not a part of the situation at all, just covering it online, they were trying to fucking extort the dude to live in that house. I think maybe they recognize it as a successful business venture for him to be living in the house and it would benefit him. But I think, again, they just took that and ran with that idea to an extreme that just seems like taking blatant, what is that called? Taking advantage of Plaqueboy. And we can't even speak to any of the other people living in the house and what they had to pay to live there, things like that. He said that he worked for him for a time. I would assume that was during his, you know, time at FaZe, because as he just said, like, he was listening into these kinds of conversations being had. I don't know his exact position, but he was working with him. And then, so all this is going around. I should just show you the original post because it is fucking ridiculous. We've got a few more things to look at. I'm going to pull up the original thing. So Banks had to talk about this. Banks had to say something. Oh my fucking God, we got piping hot news. Oh my God, I say it, his face shows up on my timeline. He just did a 12-minute post on Twitter 9 minutes ago. We're going to be taking a look at this. Okay, maybe this will change a few things. I got to show you what he did though. Okay. Oh, fuck. Oh, wow. Okay. There's a post under it too. He's saying some shit. Okay. He's not happy that he's being made to look a villain right now. Okay. So here is the post that I wanted to talk about. Sorry to do this. I have nothing to do with what's going on at FaZe Clan right now. I left 4 months ago and have moved on with my life. Unfortunate to see, wishing everyone involved the best. If there's anything I can do to help, I'm here. Nobody loves FaZe more than me. Top comment. Get in there and make it about you. Yeah, how can I make this about me? In other words, it wasn't me. And then just a bunch of people posting. Well, let me show you guys Plaqueboy Max. Plaqueboy Max ran into this post, and he had an interesting reaction to it. Sorry, let me. Yeah. So I'm led to believe. By the way, this is not the brand new stuff. That is not the brand new stuff. We'll get there. I want to hit everything else first. All right. At least I want to show this in chronological order. There's a laugh track on this post made by Banks. It seems to imply, again, we're just speculating here, that he does not believe that for a fucking second, and he thinks there's something else going on. Banks is notoriously what a lot of people believe to be the person who fucking ruined FaZe and corporatized it completely, you know, set it up with investors, all that shit. Let me see here. Sorry. There we go. Okay. So, whoops. Okay. Sorry about that. So we have that. I think we should cover the bank stuff now with whatever that is. Fuck. It's gonna change the course of this a little bit. Bear with me, but we're gonna get through all of it. Let's start with this. So just 12 minutes ago now, FaZe Banks addressing everything properly on Twitch all day tomorrow. And then he's got a message under that. But okay, we're gonna sit through, and I have not seen this at all. Like, you obviously know, you've been here with me. Let's see what he's got to say.
Merry Christmas, from Banks, formerly known as FaZe Banks.
Type shit.
What a fucking terrible day. What a terrible year. I left FaZe 5 months ago. And this wasn't for a narrative. This wasn't for the camera. This wasn't for Twitter. This was very, very real. It was off the heels of some Twitter drama, and the boys were, you know, getting blown up in their comms and in their chats. And as we all know, in this world, wacky, strange world of streaming, that's really all that matters. These streamers, all of them, every last one of them, are forced to appeal to their comms and their chats and narratives on Twitter. And if they don't, they lose viewers. If they don't, they take a hit financially to their career. And this has a huge effect on who their friends are, who they're in relationships with, all of it, everything. The way they treat each other online is completely 100% based and rooted in the feedback that they get in real time from chats and comms. So again, as somebody, an old man, 34 years old, you guys never let me forget it, who no longer makes content, who doesn't have a stream, who doesn't have his own platform, it's impossible for me to create a narrative or control my narrative or really respond. Not that I really give a fuck to anyways, but...
Nuh-uh. Because you did the exact same thing when the temper shit came out about the dude having an alleged threesome with two 16-year-olds, which he admitted to. You were very quick to make a response and hop on a stream with FaZe Rain, and here you are doing it again. If you really didn't care, you just would not come back online. Like, I know that's an easy thing to say when I'm not getting ripped apart online. But for him to say that he doesn't give a shit about how people view him and then still comes on and does this stuff is just really stupid. And I don't understand when people try to take this high road. Like, that makes no sense. You guys didn't know about that? Check out my previous videos about FaZe temper, admitting that shit. FaZe Rain put him on blast. It's a lot. And Banks knew about it for years, and did not do anything about it. So, just go back into my stuff, Quinthio Temper. You should be able to find it. It's TEMPERR. But for a later time, we'll continue.
Yeah, all this drama is created, and we get on a call 5 months ago, and the guys are like, listen, we're over the drama. We think it's best if you just like publicly step down from FaZe, just to cool down the drama online. I reacted very emotionally to this. I was obviously took it very personally and was offended because, again, I used my entire network, every dollar that I've ever made, everything that I've ever had, this brand that I built, I used all of it as leverage to start these guys as a content group and to kick this shit off with the sole goal and intent to bring FaZe back to the top, which we did. We did that all collectively. Over the last 2 years, FaZe has won Org of the Year twice. And yeah, I was the first guy in the room. These guys would have never lived in a house together if it wasn't for me. These guys are all at minimum 10 times the size in terms of audience and platform now as before they joined FaZe. These guys have all made millions and millions and millions of dollars in the last 2 years, and none of them could ever dispute the fact. Max just said it himself on his stream. Joining FaZe was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. I've heard that from Lacey. I've heard it from Silky. I've heard it from Jason. I've heard it from Ron. I've heard it from Adapt. I've heard it from every single person that's ever joined FaZe.
Now, I don't necessarily... Something about Banks just makes me want to disagree with him. I think he does have a legitimate point that, yeah, I mean, from what I've heard repeatedly, he has financed the FaZe house even when they were just breaking shit constantly, doing all this goofy stuff. I don't think that that absolves you of being a shitty person or of handling things in a really shitty way or giving up control to people that are not to the benefit of the company. I don't think he's wrong to say that he definitely played a large role in elevating these people by giving them the opportunities, the finances, getting them set up in a place to collaborate together. A content house is useful in that sense. But it really feels like he's taking a lot of credit for the work that they have been putting in by making the content, the people working with them. It just seems that he's tying all of that into the finances of it, which, yes, finances are an important part. But to then, I don't know, it feels like he's taking credit. Maybe that's just me not liking the guy and making that connection myself. You guys tell me. It just comes off as him trying to take a lot of credit for a lot of shit, and somehow that's going to absolve him of the shit that he's getting right now publicly. So there we go.
Specifically these guys. And I'm here to tell you, as former FaZe Banks, this was one of the worst decisions I've ever made in my entire life. I gave up my entire adult life to this. I have put myself in millions and millions and millions of dollars in debt. I have never made...
I'm blown away that he's in millions and millions of dollars of debt with how many crypto scams he has run.
Not one singular dollar outside of my salary via FaZe. Not selling it, not buying it, raising money. I've just put myself further and further in debt. Yeah, I think FaZe to acquire and all the costs for these guys' careers over the last 2 years, I think ballpark $40 million. And I think probably collectively these guys have had to have probably made like 20 million in the last 2 years collectively, I would guess. And not $1 of that 20 million has ever gone back to FaZe. Never mind me. Even if it did ever go back to FaZe, that shit, it's not mine. And I just fucking can't believe it. I can't believe I'm in this position now where people are calling for my head. People are wishing for my death.
Confused. I'm interested to know if genuinely no money from any of the creators ever went back to the FaZe org. I'm confused at what money is going to the FaZe org to keep them afloat then. Because now he's painting it out to be that he is just he's been the boat keeping this org afloat by him just spending millions and putting himself in millions and millions of dollars in debt for this organization if the people that are a part of the org are not paying back to it in any way. I'm going to assume that he's hyperbolizing here because I don't understand how that business plan works then. Like it just womp womp. Like I don't know, like you weren't making enough from it. Like I don't know what's going on in that sense.
Can't believe I'm in this position now where people are calling for my head.
Also, yeah, calling for your head, calling for your death. Okay. I've had, obviously not to the degree that he has, had people like send me death threats and stuff. I literally just had one, like a Pirate Software fan that said the same shit and that I fell off and stuff. And it's like, you can't assume that those people are being genuine. And I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't like Banks. But that, like, it really feels like a womp womp. Like, just ignore it. Like, of course, people are going to be saying this shit on Twitter. Like, I don't I don't really know if it's really that deep. And it feels like every time a creator brings it up, like people are wishing for my death and stuff. It's maybe I've just been exposed to way too much of the internet, but like that just feels like nothing to me now. And maybe that's just desensitizing. Obviously, it's not good. Obviously, it's not okay. But I don't think that most people actually make it like it have. I don't think most people are treating it that seriously. I think they're just shit spewing on Twitter. Like, I don't know. Quinthio debanked, true. He's just as bad as Guy Aura. What? It is what it is, true. Yeah, it's weird. And like I don't care about those things because at the end of the day, that feedback, like even if I get it, like the fall off stuff, like my views are down. I'm just gonna keep trucking. I'm gonna keep making videos because I believe we can grow. And it doesn't matter to me. It mattered to me a lot more when I was smaller. And like once you start making content, which I know that FaZe Banks knows how to do and has been doing it for a long time. Obviously, he stopped he's not been making content for a while, but he should know damn well. Like these kinds of comments should not concern someone who has years and years more of experience than even I do. It just, I feel like that's an emotional maturity thing that you just have to recognize. And I think Banks seems to have ego enough to recognize that he believes he can make stellar stuff. He knows if it's right or wrong. To have this stuff impact him in the way that it does enough that he's going to like try to sob story it on this and say, people are wishing for my death just seems absurd. And it seems like he's doing it for attention, for empathy, as opposed to actually being bothered by it. You would think he would handle it better as a COD player. Exactly.
People are wishing for my death. People are telling me I ruined FaZe. I ruined FaZe, guys. I ruined it. When I have had not one say in anything that's gone on in the last 5 months, and I set all this shit in motion in the first place. I ruined it. I ruined it.
They're referencing when you kind of corporatized the entire thing and gave investors to it and everything. But yeah, sure. Last 5 months, yeah.
There's 5-6 individuals who are multimillionaires and have beautiful careers ahead, and God bless you, and I wish you guys the best. And I ruined it. Yeah. The fact of the matter is, if we went in a time machine 2 years back and I decided to never try to fix this FaZe shit, I'd be much better off. I'd have more money, and these kids would just be doing what they were doing before.
Chat, remember, in case you ever think that the FaZe clan ended up getting worse off after FaZe Banks joined in and put his hands on it, a lot of people made a lot of money.
It's hard for me to sit here and take that. It really is. And I plan on going live tomorrow or the next day at some point in the future and really kind of just laying it all out. A to Z, start to finish, the entire 15-year history of this, specifically the last 2 years, specifically the behind-the-scenes shit and the dynamic between all the kids in the back end. Because I just watched some clips from this Black Boy Max stream where he's playing a laugh track over my tweet. And it's like, Max, I know we've had like our individual differences, and I know I haven't really seen eye to eye with a lot of the talent because truthfully and honestly, I find you guys all to be incredibly ungrateful. I find you guys all to have insane egos, and I think it's disgusting and makes me sick to my stomach that your guys' relationships with each other and with every other streamer and your community included is so incredibly fake. You guys are the best actors on planet Earth, and you've made a complete career out of all of it. Max, these are your boys, but these are the same guys that said they fucking hated your guts after you left. And, you're the program and you have an ego the size, you think you're Travis Scott and this and that. And also, like, Max, multiple conversations about how Ron's content's cringe and you guys didn't fuck with the dad. None of you guys fucked with Lacey or Jason in the beginning. You guys didn't want these guys to live anywhere near you. You barely wanted to share a brand with them. But FaZe was going to fund a Miami house for you, Rage, Silky, and Kason. So fuck it. We'll take what we can get. And then it all worked. And we forced this relationship.
That is interesting. Be curious to now. I mean, admittedly, we don't know about like the ego stuff. I mean, people make their Black Boy was kind of making the example, showing his cousin stuff, saying that him not being in the house actually more so had to do with the fact that FaZe was trying to, to essentially extort him out of what, 20 grand a month or a percentage of his earnings, which is insane. But also like these people complaining about each other, I'm not gonna lie, that kind of tracks. Like, and maybe that's shitty amongst them. At the end of the day, their relationship also makes them a shit ton of money. It almost like tracks in my head that Ronaldo would not be interested in Jason's content, would not be interested in Lacey's. Plackboy wouldn't. They all had very different content. They all seem like very different people. That ends up working together. Oh, welcome, Theory Chum. But like, in reality, it would make sense that these people have friction, that these people would be going at it. That makes me believe partly like what Banks is saying, that there are those issues. I don't know if that would be stuff to tear down like relationships or make them seem too incredibly two-faced. I've got close friends now that like give me shit for parts of me they find insufferable, and likewise. It's just kind of part of, you know, being friends and staying friends over a long amount of, like, it's about putting up with those differences. And when you've got your business on the line, you've got your career on the line, I feel like that ends up being more tolerable. But I think I've got a bit of bias because I'm not a fan of Banks and his stuff, but I do think that might actually hold water, that might be a good point. He probably does. Realistically, he sees a side of these people that nobody else does.
And I was called a fucking retard then, and I was told then I was ruining FaZe, and now 2 years later, it wound up being the best thing that ever happened. So you understand why I'm sitting here and I'm frustrated. I would hope anyone watching could sit here and understand why I would be frustrated while a fucking entire hate mob is coming after me on fucking Christmas, my first Christmas without my mom, when all I've ever fucking wanted to do is help FaZe be successful. That's all I've ever wanted to do. That's the only intent. Where's the money? I'm this fucking guy who's trying to take everything from everybody. Where is it? Then why the fuck am I millions of dollars in debt? Where is it? It's in Blackboy Max's bank account. It's in fucking Silky's bank account. It's in Jason, Ronaldo, Lacey's bank account.
If he's $1 million in debt, again, I'm confused. Like, he's done so many, you know, crypto projects over the years. That's mind blowing. I didn't know he was also like that bad at scamming people. That's really curious. I have to assume, I don't know his financial standings. It just makes sense. It doesn't really make sense that he's in such dire straits, although he hasn't been with the company for 5 months. There's so many other reasons that could be in the shitter, and instead he's choosing to blame these people for not paying him enough for whatever he's been doing in the background. It's just like, I feel like a lot of those things could have been figured out. Like, a lot of the issues that he's talking about not having cash flow, would be stuff that they would have figured out signing contracts, would have been stuff that they figured out when they were getting people hooked up and signed up together. But instead, it seems that he made a gamble and didn't do the contracts the way that he needed to ensure financial, you know, safety for himself or the company. He's making it out to be that these people have robbed him when he was a part of the org that signed these people. They had the opportunity to set it up a certain type of way, and they could have rejected people if they didn't want to go with the offer. And this is where we are now. It's just feels like a lot of blaming, and we don't have a lot of context to really confirm one way or the other.
I wish this never happened. I wish that I never did any of this. And
well, he says that he's like millions in debt. Like,
where is it? It's in Blackboy Max's bank account. It's in fucking Silky's bank account. It's in Jason, Ronaldo, Lacey's bank account. I wish this never happened. I wish that I never did any of this. And they'll all still tell you this was the best decision they ever made in their life. I'm emotional and I'm passionate. I'm never going to apologize for that. Anything that I do, anything that I speak on, anything that I work on, any talent that I fuck with, anything that I touch, I will always be 100% 2 feet in. That's just who I am. And everything that I'm telling you guys.
Sorry, he's definitely back on Adderall. Look at the eye. Like, this is a dark room. The eyes are going to dilate. I don't even think Adderall makes your eyes dilate. I think he's probably amped because he's getting a lot of really negative attention. He clearly doesn't feel like it's warranted in any way.
Right now is fucking straight facts.
Sorry, I don't like, we don't have evidence of it. I'm not gonna look at this and go like he's on drugs or something. If that makes sense.
And that's just who I am. And everything that I'm telling you guys right now is fucking straight facts. It's dead wrong, bro. This is unfair. It's unfair to drag me like this. It's unfair to pin me as some fucking horrible guy. Again, the fact of the matter is, every single one of these guys has a bigger platform and an audience because they joined FaZe and met me, and has millions and millions of extra dollars because they met me. Whereas I, on the other hand, have lost years of my life to this shit and am significantly worse off financially. Significantly. This has destroyed me. My whole life has been completely destroyed in the last 4 or 5 months, but nobody gives a fuck because I don't have a Twitch chat. And I refuse to be one of the people to just do what you guys are telling me to do. I don't know, guys, this streaming shit is so fucking fried. It really is. The narratives, the clips, the fucking, the appeal to comms and chat, and like the willingness to just fucking, you know, it's funny, everybody looks at these streamers as guys and people who have these massive audience and have influence over millions of people and can impose their opinions and their will on millions of people, but it's not true. It's the exact opposite. The traditional influencer is dead. These kids are the most heavily influenced people on the planet. They are puppets attached to millions of strings. And if their comms and their fucking chats say that the sky is red and they disagree and they say, no, chat, I think it's blue. Once that fucking viewer number starts to fall off, once they start to see L's in their chat, once they start to see hate threads in their fucking comms, they switch up real quick and it doesn't matter.
Okay, well, sorry, I'm confused about how he got here. He kind of flows through points. Sorry, I just want to watch back. He's saying that he doesn't want to stream or anything.
This has destroyed me. My whole life has been completely destroyed in the last 4 or 5 months, but nobody gives a fuck because I don't have a Twitch chat. And I refuse to be one of the people to just do what you guys are telling me to do. I don't know, guys, this streaming shit is so fucking.
Okay, so people are telling him to like stream or something. He's upset that people don't give a shit about his life falling apart when he doesn't have people looking at it. Does he feel like he has, or like what? Does he feel entitled to people feeling bad that his life is falling apart? Or that, I guess, you know, with a Twitch viewership, people would care because they're watching him. But then he goes in to say that all of it is absolute shit. Streaming is fried. The traditional influencer is dead. I don't know what he's talking about, a traditional influencer. I mean, outside of like early YouTube, people posting whatever they did out of the joy of it, he's talking about influencers, particularly live streamers, listening and kind of obeying the whims of the audience, which is like, we've had politicians since we've had people walk the earth. That's what politicians do. They do the exact same thing. This is not a crazy concept. It's just now live streamers are doing it. Of course they're going to listen to their, like, I guess he's having an issue with there's less and less authentic streamers, which, you know, maybe there's some truth to that, but it just feels like such a non sequitur, nothing burger point. I don't know. Sounds to me that he's saying he doesn't want to stream because it's all an appeal to chat and that it's not about facts but viewer count. I think there is a point to that, but at the same time, I agree. I think there's a point to that, but at the same time, like the same thing with me. I'm making content. I'm making drama content. I want to branch into other channels down the road, but there's also a business side of this that it would be very difficult for me to start those channels and just like start them from the ground and try to garner attention versus covering drama. When there's news related stuff, people are more interested even if they don't know who I am. So they're going to click on that video. I recognize that although I might enjoy more so or have more of a passion to do this other stuff, I'm going to make the sacrifice and really focus hard on the drama stuff, which again is still interesting, and do that to get to a point. Now, I'm appeasing an audience of people that are interested in drama. I'm also interested in it, but I have more interest somewhere else. I'm not necessarily forfeiting who I am or just appealing to the audience or like in some crazy way to make drama content. It's just appealing to an audience and working for them, because at the end of the day, you guys are my bosses. Like, you guys are the reason that I get to make videos. So yeah, you should be servicing those people. I think he's just kind of demonizing that in an extreme way where people will take advantage of that. And you see like parasocial relationships, things like that. But I don't know. Weird.
Fried. It really is. The narratives, the clips, the fucking the appeal to comms and chat, and like the willingness to just fucking, you know, it's funny. Everybody looks at the.
I do agree with this point that you're like forfeiting, part of your morality in some ways for the bag or for viewers, but it's just, I don't know, it's weird. I think he's conflating that right now as an excuse for why he doesn't do streaming.
Have influence over millions of people and can
drop and give me 20. I'll do it to end stream for you.
Impose their opinions and their will on millions of people, but it's not true. It's the exact opposite. The traditional influencer is dead. These kids are the most heavily influenced people on the planet. They are puppets attached to red. Once that fucking viewer number starts to fall off, once they start to see L's in their chat, once they start to see hate threads in their fucking comms, they switch up real quick, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about objective truth. It's the sky is red. I've been trying to talk to these guys for 4 or 5 months, and they don't give a fuck. All they care about is their stream, which is completely fine. I don't need them to give a fuck. I don't need anybody to pretend to care. I'm done pretending to care, but
you're not pretending to care. You like, you don't care, or you do. Like, this isn't a pretend thing. You definitely don't, like, you definitely give a shit. There's no way you don't. You're spending your time doing all this stuff. It's just, it's so confusing in that sense. I don't know. I feel like I'm reading that wrong, but let's continue on.
if I had 100,000 viewers, if my name was Kai Cenat, they'd fucking be on my dick. They'd be welcoming me with open arms. I would have had a big fucking red comfy chair at the Streamer Awards to fucking, hey, come fuck with us, bro.
Because he was doing content. Am I, like, are we, what is he fucking saying? Kai Cenat did fucking Mafiathon. He was streaming to thousands of people. No shit, he's gonna get a little bit of a bigger chair at the Streamer Awards. What? What the fuck am I listening to? I don't understand.
I don't need them to give a fuck. I don't need anybody to pretend to care. I'm done.
You feel like you do, because you were bitching about how no one cares that your life has fallen apart over the last 5 months, and then went on a diatribe talking about how you can't stream because people are too fake and they benefit from being so fucking fake.
I'm pretending to care, but if I had 100,000 viewers, if my name was Kai Cenat, they'd fucking be on my dick. They'd be welcoming me with open arms. I would have had a big fucking red comfy chair at the Streamer Awards to fucking, hey, come fuck with us, bro. Let's do a stream tomorrow. Like, that's just what it is. And you guys know that's what it is. And anybody arguing against that is just fucking completely lost. These relationships are fucking fraudulent. It's fucking fried, bro. It's fucking fried.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm happier than ever to be going my separate way. And I'm glad that what happened 5 months ago. I'm happy to be off of it. There is no future for me in FaZe. There is none. That was my last try. That was it. I have nothing left to give this. I gave it my entire adult life and I tried my hardest. And for anybody who's a fan of me and anybody who's a fan of FaZe, I am sorry. I've absolutely failed you. And the one thing I'm perfectly okay with taking accountability for is being the root cause of all of this, because at the end of the day, I am. This is, in a fucking twisted way, all my fault. Because at the end of the day, I put these guys in a room. At the end of the day, I went and raised money. I convinced, these business people that this vision and these guys were a good bet to take. I thought in good faith that, if we gave people careers, if we fucking gave everybody the best resources and this shit worked, then everything else would figure itself out. And I'm so fucking naive and retarded to have.
We're not going to take accountability for any of the crypto projects. Okay. I don't. I thought it was like not as serious. Feel like, oh, way to make this about you. And over half of this video, in my estimation, is just him, like, in any type of way saying that all of this is because of him. He's the sole reason any of this exists in any way that it does.
Not made sure everything was fucking better articulated and solidified and just like people were on the same page. I don't know, man. I failed miserably. It's not the first L that I'm taking in my life. It's not the first time I've failed, but
really,
yeah, I wish that, in a weird way, I do wish that I fucking was closer to the fold the last 4 or 5 months. I don't think that this all would have happened this way. I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't know what to do. I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna be live on Twitch because I have a lot to say about a lot of specific examples of things that have happened in the back end.
Admittedly, you know, even if this video is like very emotional for him and he's doing all this shit and it's coming out and like it's emotionally charged and I'm not a huge fan of it, I will be checking out that stream tomorrow. Because if he has a lot of specific examples to give, I'd be very interested to hear those. Because like I said earlier, we don't know these people behind the scenes in a way that FaZe Banks might actually know. And there may be truth to him saying that these people are incredibly entitled and this or that. And so I will make sure to cover that. I will do my best to be objective about it if there's like legitimate shit to come out of it. I did my best, but he acted a certain type of way during the temper stuff when that shit came out, and the way that he was behaving with Rain was very peculiar and very much saving his own ass. But yeah, I'm interested to see that.
Background, and I'm going to be coming correct with receipts, and I'm going to be completely open book about everything where I went wrong, where I feel other people went wrong. Yeah. Merry Christmas, y'all. I'm sorry. This is it. This is the end. Peace.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, this is on his Twitter. If you guys are interested in watching this your own pace. Damn, this video is going to be a lot longer than I thought it would. I'll just throw it in the chat here really quick. That is, I mean, it's like his top thing right now. But let's also look at the message that he put directly under it. He got fucking cooked immediately. Hold on, chat. Oh, that's good. Okay. Let's see this. I don't think Jev is. I think there's like 2 people left at FaZe right now. Okay. So he says here, let's see. Hold on. There we go. Okay. He says here, these guys had free housing, free filmers and staff. This is him like responding, like replying under it. This is blowing up right now too. These guys had free housing, free filmers and staff, all FaZe channels, 0% income shared. Okay. Good to know. Their money and platforms all skyrocketed after meeting me, but I'm the bad guy. Just meeting you, just, oh, you're wording this so badly. I understand your point, but like, okay, none of it makes sense, and none of it makes sense. And like I said, and like I said above, I'm going to get into all the details tomorrow. Free housing, yet Max had to pay $20,000 a month to live in the guest house. Yeah, you charge Max $20K for the guest house. What happened to that loan you took out to buy FaZe? Free housing, yeah. So everyone's calling that out immediately. Pretty sure cameraman gets paid. Well, I mean, okay, this is kind of dumb. Like, obviously, they'd be paying the cameramen and not the people that they're recording for. Yeah, $20K a month is free housing. I'm pretty sure he's referencing earlier stuff. Lacey pays Drew run. Okay, well, and then I guess all of these creators, I have heard them before saying that they pay their cameramen. I'm assuming he's probably talking about earlier on FaZe. That's the only assumption I could be making here. Okay. Very curious to see, let's just check his stuff really quick. This is really stupid to me. His pinned thing is his Snapchat. Okay. So that's all we've got so far. 6.9K likes. It is building up very quickly. Let me show you guys the other stuff. So that's all we have so far in regard to that. Of course, I will cover that afterwards. Here we go there. I think that's all. Okay. But then we have, so there are only 2 remaining people that are part of FaZe as of this moment, although I'll probably need to double check. Right now it is FaZe Kaysen. I think he was, again, one of like the OGs. Could be wrong, pretty sure. And Your Rage also. Let me see here. Yeah. So Kaysen, Raging Kaysen, yeah. Is Jev? I don't know if he is. But we can see here, he made a post, just a heartbreaking 16K 3 hours ago. And then we also have messages that were shared from a friend of Your Rage. He's just another streamer, part of FaZe. And he had wrote, "My fault. I didn't see this. I had to stop what I was doing, fly across the country to handle this bullshit ass FaZe shit. They was trying to fuck with their money. It's handled though. This is why I stayed in Florida. Fuck LA. Deadass got newborn puppies I need to be taken care of right now. He's got puppies he's got to take care of." But again, this is kind of falling in line with the other stuff that people have been saying, which unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but I guess usefully kind of corroborates with that KickChamp post about new leadership that pushed for 20% of creators' earnings, screwing with their cash. He posted on his IG story. Is he still a part of FaZe? Let me take a look here. Second scope and rug for big. Let me see here. K-Sun, thank you. Who left so far? Everybody else. Everybody except for your, like, Adapt, I think, was the, like, kind of the last that was like, oh shit, it's serious. Rage posted he is, I think. Okay, let me go see if I can find the Instagram. If you guys are new and want to join, we have a Discord for 18 up. We do like drama coverage as well. Let me see here. So we have like a little drama channel. If you find stuff posted in there, let me see. I'm gonna throw this welcome link over to you guys really quick. Yeah, Alex did leave Adapt. Let me see if I can find this Instagram post from Your Rage. You're 28 years old, a grown-ass man talking about FaZe Clan drama. Are we serious? I'm 25, Tyler. Eat shit. Let's see here.
He's Spike. She's dead.
Merry Christmas. Cowboy Bebop.
He's Spike. She's dead. There's nothing I can do for her now.
I don't think I'll be able to include that in the main thing because I don't know, copyright and all that, whatnot. That is an interesting thing to post though. I can't help her. Interesting. So y'all left FaZe 2. I unfortunately did have to leave as well. What does this even mean? Mean FaZe is, if I had to assume, if I had to make an educated guess, in the shitter. So those are kind of the last people, like I said. Now, the only other info we have is somehow, admittedly, do you think relationships are fake? They have to be to some point. I think that you end up benefiting a lot, especially in these like content creator house type things when you're doing IRL streaming. Getting along with the people that you're working with makes the content that much better because you've got good energy bouncing between yourselves. That's just kind of like how improv works. It's just kind of how theater works, which they are doing a performance. It's a stream. Even if the relationships weren't necessarily true, that's the same thing as like a TV show. The relationships not being true. It's entertainment. But okay, sidetracked for chat. The last piece that we have is actually coming from Lacey's brother, and he's claiming that they are leaving together, like they've all left, and they are creating their own new org.
Their thought was, we're going to...
I don't even think I have to prove that this dude is Lacey's brother. They are so fucking similar.
What's gonna happen is FaZe Clan is going to.
Sorry, let me reset that.
What's gonna happen is FaZe Clan is going to. Something obviously happened, obviously, and they are going to. Their thought was we're gonna continue to be a group, but we're just gonna start our own thing together without FaZe. What's gonna happen is
so that's all we have. It's just his brother saying some shit. Again, that's not confirming anything in sincerity, but he brought up too that some shit was happening. He seems to not be completely. It's Lacey. I don't know. He just a little goofy guy. But that's like truly all we have so far. Hold on, look at this KickChamp post. I trust KickChamp as far as I can throw them, and they're a profile on Twitter, so I can't do anything like that. So let's see. Is there? Yeah, I'm trying to see. There's no way that's real. Is FaZe Banks live right now? Can someone check? I don't think Rug is still in FaZe. I don't even know if I want to show. Feeling confirmed he's done with the org. All the FaZe Bank members, FaZe members, after they tried blaming him for the downfall. Is that just sounds like he's making shit up. I didn't get any of that. Where is he getting this from? Banks is not live? Okay, well, I'll show you guys. It just probably won't go in the full video. They posted, FaZe Banks exposed the streamers at FaZe, claiming he made them $20 million by botting 95% of their view counts. I remember him mentioning the $20 million stuff. I don't remember him mentioning anything about the botting. Did I miss that? What is... Okay, you guys had... But nothing... I didn't hear him saying any of that shit. Yeah. I don't... That's a big claim to throw into the... Well, I mean, that's what these clipping channels... I don't know. I haven't noticed it nearly as bad, but like the last month or two, maybe because it's like good season to get ad revenue, they have been like just saying shit, or maybe I've just noticed it more. I knew the views sus. People are just believing it. That just... I don't know. Where the fuck is he getting this? I think he's just doing it for clicks. You're totally good. I'm not giving anyone shit for sending me this stuff. It's just people are posting it. Let's see. Okay. Well, I think that's all we have so far. I'm not seeing any brand new shit. Nothing to do with everything. Banks starting new phase. Okay, so everyone's just covering what we just went over. And then someone just posted Banks called Max the hard R months ago, and it has 2.5k likes. It's just, what is going on? Okay, Black Boy Max slipped up and accidentally said a YRG no word.
You're gone. No rage. Figure shit out, but it's like, fuck, bro. You know, it's just like it's chaotic, gang. Every day and waking up, I gotta figure out how the fuck I'm going, what I'm gonna do today. But it's like, fuck, I don't have my manager gone. No rage.
I don't know what I do not understand the reference. Let's see here. Facebook just dropped a video addressing. Yeah. Okay, so just people covering that. I'm not seeing anything new. I don't want to waste your guys' time. We just had that new shit happen, so I'm just kind of seeing if anything else dropped, but I'm not seeing anything else here. They were ungrateful. Okay. I don't even know who that dude is. Okay, we'll close it out for now. If there's anything new that ends up happening or going through of it, I'll make sure to cover it during that. What the fuck? Some people are being weird. It's whatever. Chud Logic bought FaZe. I think it's confirmed. Yeah, him and Aiden Ross jointly made the purchase. But okay, not waste your guys' time. If there's anything new that comes out, I'll be sure to cover it for you guys, let you know what's going on. I think that really is the end of it for now. There clearly is going to be more. But thank you guys for popping in. I'm going to convert this down into a video. I'll include some extra stuff if you need to. Once again, if you'd like to join the Discord, we kind of just try to keep tabs on drama. Shout out Zoe. He's one of our people that does a fantastic job of finding stuff. Best of luck with finals. But here is that Discord again. Feel free. We'll go over that. I've got the clavicular homicide. Attempted clavicular homicide to go over. A streamer ran over a dude in a Cybertruck that was jumping on his window. There's some percolating rumor and evidence showing Internet Anarchist, very big channel, had videos that were plagiarized on their channel. So I plan to be going over and covering that stuff. I think that's also developing. But yeah, we got a bit to go over. Dang, I should have worn my milkman hat for this. But thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys had a fantastic Christmas. I'm sure some of you are past it. Some of you are enjoying it. Thank you for tuning in. Really quick side note thing. I'm sure some of you are returning viewers and whatnot. Means the world that you're here. I don't think we're hitting 100K subs by the end of the year, but we made a lot of growth, like insane growth. And I'm very thankful that you guys popped in, even on Christmas here. It genuinely means a lot. I'll be trying to enter the Discord more, playing games and whatnot. I'm just actually posting more and doing my job more for you guys. But thank you. Very excited. Got a little spot for the silver play button once we get there. And thank you so much, DIY. Now I can say hi to you guys. Sorry. Let me close out the video. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to leave a thumbs up, hype the video, whatever it is. Happy holidays. This is probably coming out after Christmas, but thank you. I'll see you. Adios. Peace. Bye. And then it ends. Cool. Done. Yeah, it's over. I can't wait for the thumbnail for that. But thank you guys for showing up. I really appreciate it. Boy Tiger, thank you for coming in moderating. I didn't tell anyone I was streaming. I just fucking hopped on, so I appreciate you being here. Theory Chum, thank you. What'd you guys get for Christmas? Fucking let me know. Well, close it out like that before end. I'm sure it was a good time for most. I'm seeing the final screen without the jump cut. Yeah. There we go. I just got magic stuff. Very excited. Wool socks and a DNA test. Based. Hell yeah. Pajamas and slippers. Hell fucking yeah. Smart home devices. Damn. The fun LED switching stuff. Gengar Crocs. That sounds sick as fuck. More clay stuff and some clay glaze too. Dr. Pepper sock. Dude, socks are a big up. Soon as you hit adulthood, bro, socks are it. New 8-bit Dio controller. Oh, okay. New camera. Let's fucking go. Hello from Finland. Welcome, Dr. Low House. Yeah, I have an OS that can control everything. That's sick. Dude, I wish. I need to get better. I need to get like a power outlet thing, because that thing lights up behind me. What is that called? This new shelf thing that I got, trophy cabinet kind of thing. I want to make sure the milkman thing is visible, even when it's not on my hat. Magic stuff like the avatar bundle thing. Fuck yeah. I think my brother also got one of those. Crazy what's going on. It really is. What's up, FaZe AJ? Glad you could make it. I'm sorry to hear about your org. Cool. So we just see the A thing and the video doesn't just end. Yeah, it just doesn't go black. You buy one of those mannequin heads for the hat. That is not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea. Yeah. This shit is insane. The clavicular stuff too. The fucking looks maxer running over a dude. He is turning into the Americans, like Christian Bale's American Psycho. If you guys haven't seen that yet, check out, I think it's like on like live stream fails. I'll put out a video tomorrow about it. It's fucking absurd. Found you during the Pirate Software drama. Welcome. Those were intense times. I'm probably going to do a pirate video in like the next week or two here. It's we should do a recap and check in, because I mean he's been completely off the radar. He's just been playing games on live stream, staying out of drama. Get a giant Pringles can and print out a picture of your face with a mustache. Call him Quingles. Why do I do any ideation for merch? You guys have it figured out. Benny during the Mr. Beast drama last year. Okay, you're an OG. You're an OG. Let's see. Yeah, exactly, Coolio. That was insane. Did I kill him? Or yeah, it was like, is he dead? Hopefully. What's his nuts? Atozy made a really good video covering it. There's some extra stuff that's come out in between then, so I'll take care of that stuff too. What's going on? We're wrapping up a stream. Oh, also, just for the people here, I am now consistently, I don't think I did a post about it. After this stream finishes, it's going to go to members only. And that is because I'm going to make a nice, clean, edited video showcasing whatever we covered. So you're not going to miss out on that. It's just for members because they enjoyed some of this in-between stuff and chatting, things like that. I'm giving that perk to my members. It's a 99-cent thing. I don't really do much else because I don't like to do early uploads or like early access because it's drama. Want to keep it fresh. But I'm not depriving any of you of the story that's coming out. Just want to make that clear. I'm not like paywalling a news story. That info will come out. It's just nice, clean, and organized for you guys instead. Fresh milk, if you will. Yeah. Paywall, Andy. True. Start up a Patreon, do that shit. Well, cool. I think that's all I got. I'm super happy. Glad that you guys had good Christmases as well. And thank you for being here. I'm probably gonna do an appreciation video in the next coming days as well for the success that we've had over the last year. Genuinely couldn't have done it without you guys. A year ago, life changing. The support you guys gave me when I started doing the B shit. So I really appreciate it. Cool. Yeah, remember you were on Straight Into Bowl stream? Yeah. New Xbox. Fuck yeah. Thank you so much for the 5 boy tiger. Appreciate it, man. Well, cool. Take care, guys. Enjoy your evenings. Get plenty of rest. I will not. And I'll catch you guys when I catch you. Maybe I'll stream making the video tomorrow. That's it. Adios. Peace.